After self-eliminating from the Golden Bachelorette, Pascal Ibgui converted himself into the season's ultimate villain, potentially damaging his name forever. Bachelor Nation viewers originally admired the elegant Frenchman. Pascal, 69, was one of the season's oldest guys and the oldest of Joan's final three, yet he appeared much younger. Joan was captivated by his French accent and sophisticated appearance from the time he came out of the limousine on the first night. The lively salon owner was playful, pleasant, and amusing, as well as elegant and in great form. Pascal looked to have it all, including Joan. He received the season's second solo date and was whisked away to Las Vegas for a dream date night. Things looked to be going well between Joan and Pascal, and it appeared like he would leave the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 with Joan's last rose and her heart. After a thrilling season of dates and drama, Pascal made it to Joan's last three. Guys, they were both looking forward to their overnight date, but the evening ended in tears, and Pascal returned home with his reputation shattered. Joan and Pascal's relationship was going well, so it wasn't surprise that Pascal made the final three, along with 60-year-old Chalk Chapel and 66-year-old Guy Ganser. Joan visited Pascal's hometown of Chicago, Illinois, for the Golden Bachelorette Season 1's hometown episode, where she met his family and spent the day at his fancy salon. Everything appeared fine between the couple. They went on overnight dates, full of excitement, but their hopes were quickly dashed. Pascal's reputation may now be irreparably ruined. The overnight date started out well enough. Joan and Pascal hadn't seen each other in days and were eager to catch up. It all started to go wrong at a bonding ceremony. The ceremony was symbolic, but it still frightened Pascal since it made him doubt his actual love for Joan. The bonding activity helped him recognize that he had no romantic feelings for Joan and merely saw her as a friend. Pascal didn't act like Joan's platonic friend when he kissed her or introduced her to his children, so this surprised him. Joan and Pascal were both in tears in a Bachelor Nation YouTube video. Pascal aggressively tries to shoo the cameras away at the end of the conversation, refusing to let them film the terrible moment. Pascal then sat down for an interview and wept about how he never intended to hurt anyone, especially Joan. Though it is evident that Pascal did not intend for the story to finish this way, it is unclear what he expected to happen after telling Joan that he saw her as a friend. Fans are unhappy with Pascal because he waited until the overnight date to end his relationship with Joan. It's unfortunate that Pascal didn't know he didn't care about Joan until after she met his family. If he had departed sooner, someone more interested in Joan could have moved on. Bachelor Nation fans are furious with Pascal for deceiving Joan and wasting her time, but they must remember that Pascal likely had the best of intentions. Relationships are difficult, and emotions are complex. It is unjust to accuse him of being dishonest. Joan removed the bed from the overnight suite out of respect for the man she eventually ends up with. Though others speculate that Pascal left because he couldn't hook up with Joan, this is quite unlikely. There is no evidence that Pascal was looking for sex, and the suggestion is completely unfair. Pascal definitely liked Joan and made a real effort to make the relationship work. It is not his fault that he did not feel strongly enough for Joan. Intentions are important, and fans should remember that. Pascal's reputation is being dragged through the mud in a way that is reminiscent of Jerry Turner from The Golden Bachelor Season 1. The 72-year-old retired widower concluded the season by handing his final rose to Teresa Nist, aged 70. The septuagenarian couple became engaged and married a few weeks later. When they announced their divorce after just 3 months of marriage, fans mistakenly blamed Jerry. Since then, he's been wrongly accused and his reputation harmed, and Pascal may soon find himself in the same situation. Pascal has been accused of utilizing the Golden Bachelorette to gain clout after self-eliminating in Season 1. Many Bachelor franchise contestants are able to turn their experience into potentially lucrative careers as social media influencers. Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson from The Bachelor Season 28 got engaged on the program and are now well-known social media lifestyle gurus. However, as Jerry has demonstrated, being a Bachelor villain may not be as rewarding. Many former Bachelor Nation stars go on to appear on other Bachelor franchise shows, and Pascal might be one of them. Since he was labeled as the villain of The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, he will never be the next The Golden Bachelor. But if producers decide to develop Golden Bachelor in Paradise, the affable Frenchman would make an excellent resort resident. After self-eliminating from The Golden Bachelorette, Pascal Ibgui transformed into the season's ultimate villain, potentially damaging his name forever. Bachelor Nation viewers initially admired the elegant Frenchman. Pascal, 69, was one of the oldest contestants on the show and the oldest among Joan's final 3. Yet he appeared much younger. Joan was captivated by his French accent and sophisticated appearance from the moment he stepped out of the limousine on the first night. The lively salon owner was playful, pleasant, and charming, embodying elegance and vitality. Pascal seemed to have it all, including Joan's heart. He received the season's second solo date, which whisked him and Joan away to Las Vegas for a dream date night. Their chemistry was palpable, and it appeared that Pascal would leave The Golden Bachelorette. Season 1 with Joan's final rose in her heart. After a thrilling season filled with romantic dates and emotional moments, Pascal made it to Joan's final 3 alongside 60-year-old Chalk Chapel and 66-year-old Guy Ganser. The couple's journey seemed destined for a fairy tale ending, until their overnight date took a disastrous turn. Joan's visit to Pascal's hometown of Chicago, Illinois, for the show's hometown episode had gone smoothly. She met his family, explored his upscale salon, and shared meaningful moments that solidified their bond. Everything seemed picture-perfect until their overnight date, a night that began with excitement but ended in heartbreak. The overnight date started off well. Joan and Pascal, having not seen each other for days, were eager to reconnect. They participated in a symbolic bonding ceremony designed to deepen their connection. However, the ceremony had an unexpected effect on Pascal, causing him to question his true feelings for Joan. The realization hit him hard. He had no romantic feelings for her and saw her only as a friend. Pascal's sudden epiphany shocked Joan, who had invested deeply in their relationship. His actions leading up to that point, kissing her, introducing her to his children, and expressing affection, had painted a different picture. Their tearful conversation was captured in a Bachelor Nation YouTube video where Pascal, visibly distraught, tried to shoo the cameras away, refusing to let them film the painful moment. In a subsequent interview, he broke down in tears, expressing regret for hurting Joan and insisting that he never intended for things to end this way. Fans were outraged by Pascal's decision to wait until the overnight date to end the relationship. Many felt that he had wasted Joan's time and taken the spot of someone who might have truly wanted to be with her. The fact that Joan had met his family before he realized his lack of romantic interest only added to the frustration. However, relationships are complex and emotions can be unpredictable. While Pascal's timing was unfortunate, it's likely that he had the best of intentions. Joan, ever graceful, handled the situation with dignity. Out of respect for the man she would eventually choose, she removed the bed from the overnight suite. Some speculated that Pascal's departure was due to the lack of a physical connection, but there was no evidence to support this claim. Pascal's efforts to build a meaningful relationship with Joan were genuine, even if his feelings ultimately fell short. The backlash against Pascal has drawn comparisons to Jerry Turner from The Golden Bachelor Season 1. Jerry, a 72-year-old retired widower, ended his season by proposing to 70-year-old Teresa Nest. Their engagement was short-lived, and they announced their divorce just 3 months later. Fans unfairly blamed Jerry for the breakup, tarnishing his reputation. Pascal now faces a similar fate, with accusations that he used the Golden Bachelorette for clout. The Bachelor franchise has a history of turning contestants into social media influencers, and Pascal's charming personality and distinctive style could have made him a sought-after figure. Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson from The Bachelor Season 28 successfully transitioned into lifestyle influencers after their engagement on the show. However, as Jerry's experience demonstrated, being cast as a villain can have lasting consequences. Despite his tarnished reputation, Pascal's journey may not be over. The Bachelor franchise often gives former contestants a second chance through spin-off shows. While Pascal is unlikely to be the next Golden Bachelor, he could be a strong contender for a potential Golden Bachelor in Paradise. His affable nature and entertaining presence would make him a valuable addition to the cast. In the aftermath of his departure from the Golden Bachelorette, Pascal has remained relatively quiet on social media. Some fans have expressed hope that he will share his side of the story and provide closure for those invested in his journey. Others believe that Pascal's best course of action is to step away from the spotlight and focus on his personal growth. Joan, for her part, has moved forward with grace and resilience. Her journey on the Golden Bachelorette may not have ended with Pascal, but she found happiness with another suitor. Her ability to navigate heartbreak with dignity has endeared her to fans and solidified her status as a beloved figure in Bachelor Nation. As for Pascal, only time will tell whether he can rebuild his reputation and find love again. His story serves as a reminder that reality TV relationships are complex and that even well-intentioned decisions can have unintended consequences. Bachelor Nation will be watching to see what the future holds for the charming Frenchman who captured hearts and then broke them. In the end, Pascal's journey on the Golden Bachelorette is a testament to the unpredictability of love and the importance of authenticity. While his actions may have earned him the title of villain, they also highlighted the challenges of navigating relationships in the public eye. Pascal's story is far from over, and fans will undoubtedly continue to follow his journey, whether on screen or off. The dazzling lights of Los Angeles shone brightly over the studio lot as the Golden Bachelorette prepared to air its much-anticipated finale. This season had captured hearts across the nation, featuring Joan Vassos, a graceful and charismatic woman in her 60s, searching for love among a group of distinguished gentlemen. Yet, amid the romantic moments and heartfelt confessions, one contestant had become the focal point of controversy: Pascal Ibgui. Tall, impeccably dressed, and possessing a magnetic charm, Pascal had seemed like a perfect suitor at the outset. A retired international businessman fluent in 5 languages, he exuded sophistication. However, as the season progressed, cracks began to appear in his polished veneer. By the time the final episode aired, Pascal's reputation had taken a dramatic nosedive, cementing his status as the show's true villain. From the moment Pascal stepped out of the limousine on the first night, he commanded attention. His confident demeanor and witty banter immediately caught Joan's interest. "You're even more beautiful than I imagined," he'd said smoothly, taking Joan's hand and pressing a gentle kiss to it. Joan had blushed, clearly charmed. The other contestants had taken notice too, with some grumbling about Pascal's penchant for the spotlight. During the early group dates, Pascal continued to impress. He recited poetry in French during a vineyard outing and shared captivating stories of his travels over candlelit dinners. Joan was enchanted, and viewers at home couldn't help but be drawn to his worldly allure. However, not everyone was enamored. With Pascal, fellow contestant Greg, a retired firefighter with a heart of gold, voiced concerns early on. "There's something about Pascal that doesn't sit right with me," Greg confided to the cameras. "He's always performing. I just wonder if it's genuine." As the weeks went by, subtle moments began to hint at Pascal's true nature. He often monopolized Joan's time during group dates, brushing off the other men's attempts to connect with her. His charming facade occasionally slipped, revealing a sharper, more competitive edge. During one memorable episode, the group participated in a charity event at a local community center. While the other contestants eagerly engaged with the children and volunteers, Pascal seemed disinterested, spending most of the time on his phone. "This is beneath me," he was overheard muttering to one of the producers. The turning point came during the penultimate episode, when Joan invited Pascal and two other finalists, Greg and Henry, a gentle widower with a passion for gardening, to meet her family. While Greg and Henry made heartfelt connections with Joan's children and grandchildren, Pascal's interactions were awkward and dismissive. He spoke at length about his business ventures and luxury lifestyle, seemingly oblivious to the fact that Joan's family valued humility and authenticity. Joan's daughter, Elena, later confided to her mother, "Pascal seems more interested in impressing himself than getting to know us." Joan, torn between her initial attraction to Pascal and her growing doubts, decided to confront him. "Do you see a future with me beyond the glamour of this show?" she asked during a private conversation. Pascal's response was evasive. "We could have an extraordinary life together, Joan. Imagine the places we could go, the people we could meet." It was the answer that sealed his fate. In the dramatic finale, Joan chose Greg, whose unwavering sincerity and kindness had won her heart. Pascal's reaction was anything but gracious. "You're making a mistake," he said coldly. "Greg can't offer you the life I can."